May is National Foster Care Awareness Month, and the Children's Center in Detroit is always recruiting for new parents, looking for parents who can make a difference and getting the word out about all of the resources they offer children in need. So joining me this morning, Shireen Youngblood, a foster parent recruiter, and Deborah Matthews, who is the CEO of Children's Center. So ladies, thank you so much for being here. We know there's a need for foster parents, foster families. How many children are in the system right now in Michigan needing homes?
In Michigan, there's a little over 13,000 children who are in the foster care system currently.
Okay, so let me just get some basic definitions down. So when we talk about a foster child, what does that mean exactly?
That the state has made a decision that for whatever reason they can no longer live in their homes with their birth families. So they've taken them out of their homes, and usually within hours they try to identify an organization like the Children's Center who has recruited families, gotten them trained and licensed through the state and ready to take a child.
Okay, now what age groups are we talking about, and what are the needs of these children? Do they have special needs?
Some of them do. So we're talking birth through 18 typically is when they would come into the system. And some of them do have special needs, but it's really just your average child. Someone who needs love, someone who needs safety for a period of time, which is determined by the state and the courts.
So if I said, listen, I think I want to be a foster parent, so I would go to you and you would, what, you would interview me?
Right, I'll let Shireen kind of explain the process.
So if you want to be a foster parent, always the first step is always to make the call. It's to call us at the Children's Center. And then once you call us, then we ask you to come to orientation because it allows you an opportunity to find out more about the system. It also allows you to understand what requirements there are for being a foster parent.
What are the requirements?
And so the basic requirements is to be 18 years of age and older, to have a income that's coming in taxable income, and to be criminal free. That you don't have a criminal history. And those are just the basic requirements that come in. We do some other things along the way to talk about your life as an individual up until the current day that we assess, but those are just the basics.
And then do I say to you, I want to be a foster parent, but I want a baby, or I want a 5-year-old?
Absolutely.
Or a teenager.
Absolutely. During that assessment process, that's what we determine, what age that you're willing to work with, gender that you're willing to work with. We talk about all those things that come characteristics. Some parents are really great with special needs children, and then other parents need what we would call a general care, average everyday child.
And do you help with the parenting aspect of it? It's got to be challenging. You're handling, it's tough parenting your own kids, but handling this child who is no longer with their birth family or whatever the circumstance is, that's got to be some
right. Well, you know,
challenges.
The Children's Center, we call ourselves the one-stop shop because we have everything that's really needed. We guide you, we train you, and we also have behavioral health services if a child needs some moderate behavioral health care or if they're more severe. So we've got really the gamut. And we have those nice fun things that kids can get involved in on our campus in Midtown Detroit. So it's really an atmosphere where you're going to get all the support you need.
What do you get from being a foster parent, and what does the child get from it?
Well, definitely as far as getting it from a foster parent, it's nothing like helping putting a family back together. I mean, that reward in itself is just amazing.
In other words, you're going to care for this child and nurture them and love them, and then the hope is that they go back to their family?
Right, after their family has done a treatment plan and put themselves back together to some extent.
And there might be an issue of drugs or violence or other issues in this family that needs to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
So you say goodbye to that child knowing that you have done something tremendous.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. And unfortunately, only about a little over 50% go back with the families. So there's opportunity for adoption as well.
Gotcha, and that's a whole other side of the story.
Yes.
For these children, I know we got to go real quick, when they are in the foster system, because I know it's been, you know, it has come a long way. What do they leave feeling loved and benefited?
Absolutely, because you have that connection and that attachment, and that helps with development. So it's definitely something. And there are a lot of times that foster parents actually maintain their relationship with that child and with that family long after they've been placed in their home.
Yeah.
The one thing that's needed above all is the love in your heart for a child, and that's what we really want these parents to have.
And so many of us have it. You might think you're busy, I got this, I got that, but you always have a little extra to give.
Definitely.
Ladies,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Elle.